for the few exhibition games in?
I was excited. I know a lot of us, including me, never been to Europe, so it's really exciting just to travel the world. Basketball takes you a lot of places, and we're all very grateful, and we're looking forward to competing against some of the teams and then traveling around the country.
What does it mean to have a guy like Russell who's lived there for a few years?
I actually just found that out the other day.
Did you
That's
really?
crazy. So he called it his second home, kind of. So it's kind of cool for him that he gets to go back home. And I know some of us will be confused about some of the things down there. So maybe we ask him, and we'll have some fun for sure.
He was talking about how important this could be in the culture building of the team. Mm-hmm. How has this transition gone so far with so many new faces?
I think it's been good. This year is different. We have a lot of young guys, and they've all been really, really good. For me, it's my third year here, second year under Coach White. So for me, I think just trying to bring everybody together as much as I can, leading by example. I think it's been really, really important. I think everybody has come together really nicely, and I think Italy, like you said, is going to really help us.
What have you learned about Russell's game being in the gym with him?
Really, really strong. Probably the strongest person I ever played with, I'm not going to lie. Really strong, really, really physical. I think he's going to give us a huge boost this year as far as toughness and physicality, so I'm really looking forward to playing with him when we get started.
It's another year with a lot of new players. Just what are your early impressions of this team and the different guys that are coming?
Like I said, we have a lot of young guys this year. That's the difference. I think 4 or 5 freshmen, and they're all really, really good. They all bring something different. Even the guys that transferred in, everybody is really, really good. And I think the biggest thing is it seems everybody really loves basketball, and I think that's really important. And I think that's going to really help us once we get real deep into the year.
In your third year, second with Coach White, what do you feel like your roles want to be? Is something you want to do a little bit more of personally?
Something I want to do more of is lead. I'm one of the few guys who's had on this roster who's had experience playing for Coach White and the staff. So I think I know what they expect. I know what the expectations are. I know the kind of standard that they hold their players to and they hold themselves to as coaches. So I think just coming in and being an example of that standard is something that I'm gonna do, or I'm gonna try to do a good job of.
Were you looking forward to the flight?
No.
Nope. Come on, man.
10 hours, no sir.
How you plan on passing the time?
Watch a movie or two.
3,
4.
Oh, okay.
I can't sleep on planes, so definitely movies, shows, all that.
What's the longest flight you've been on?
6 hours from Georgia to California. That's about it. So yeah, this is gonna be tough for me.
I know you've seen other teams make fairly dramatic transformations with the transfer portal in addition to traditional recruiting. How exciting is it for you as a returning player to see what Georgia's done in the offseason in that regard?
Really excited, especially when we all got here and we got to practice and compete a little bit. Just all the young guys, all the transfers. It's really exciting to see all the pieces that the coaches bring in together, and I love all my teammates. I think we're going to be really good, and I think everybody is going to have an impact this year. I think we have a lot of good players. Like I said, a lot of people who really love basketball, so I'm looking forward to that.
How much did you watch March Madness and seeing what a team can come together and do?
Yeah.
What does that make you think for this team possibly?
Yeah, I watch I try and watch all the games. It's one of the best sporting events of the year. Just seeing how fun it looked. Man, it looks really, really fun to be competing on that stage. And I think that's something that me and a couple of the guys have talked about. We have a couple people who've been on that stage, and they know what it takes to get there. I think just having those conversations early are really important, and I think it's something that we set our minds to, and it's something that we're gonna try our best to make happen.
One of those guys is RJ Melendez. Just what have you seen from him through the early part of the summer?
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. He's been to the tournament twice. Really good player. Does a little bit of everything. Good defender, good shooter. Can really pass. I'm excited to play with him.
Jabri, after last season, was there any consideration in leaving, or was it full go? You want to come back for another year?
No, I wanted to come back.
You've talked about that you're excited to take on that leadership role. How important is it to kind of inject that Georgia culture, especially to a lot of the younger and newer transfers?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I'm the longest tenured player on the team. So just I've been here the most. A lot of the young guys have been asking me questions, and I enjoy it. I'm just trying to tell them, like I said, what the coaches expect. Even some of the freshmen having not played in the SEC, or some of the transfers not playing in the SEC. It's a high level, and just trying to set that example, trying to be that standard every single day, lead by example, lead with my words. I think it's a big step that I'm ready to take.
Have any teammates approached you about what it is like playing in the SEC, and what were those conversations like?
Yeah, we talk about that. We talk about that a lot in the locker room, just specific games, specific environments. There's a lot of a lot of really crazy environments in the SEC, a lot of really physical teams. So I kind of just told them, expect this, expect that. It's a lot different from high school, a lot different from other conferences. So, it's a lot different, and I try and tell them little things here and there.
Yeah, and then what is kind of the relationship continuing to work with Mike White for a second year? I mean, how is that built for you two guys?
I think it's been really good for me personally. Just being able to be under him a second year. Had some experience playing with him last year, obviously, and like I said, I know kind of what they expect. I know what the standard is a little bit, so it's been a little easier for me. And like I said, I'm just trying to use that experience to my advantage with some of the younger guys and things like that.
When you look at the program, not only Mike White coming back, but all of his assistants, just how big is that having continuity going into his second year?
I think it's really big. Just getting that year under our belt, getting that experience under our belt, especially with all the young guys coming in. We've all a couple of us have done it together. So as a group, we're kind of setting the example, kind of showing the young guys what the standard is, and I think we've done a good job so far, and I hope. For a freshman or even a transfer, it's not easy coming into a new conference, so I hope to make their transition as easy as possible.
When you look at this trip to Italy, what do you want to get out of it? What do you want to say, okay, we as a team accomplished this?
I hope we get better, and I hope we have fun. A lot of people, like I said, haven't been to Europe, so we're gonna play basketball, we're gonna compete at a high level, but I hope we build camaraderie, we get to spend a lot of time together, and we just get to experience new things. It's gonna be really exciting. Visiting a different country, seeing a different lifestyle, seeing different people, things like that. So I think it's going to be a trip that we're going to remember for a long time, and I'm looking forward to it.
Just explain how important it is to build that camaraderie, how to build that team bond, and why that's important for a team to have success.
Yeah, it's really important. When you're kind of in that fight with somebody in like mid-February in a tough conference game, knowing that you got that guy you've been around the country with, or you've been in a hard practice with. It helps a lot, knowing you can trust the guy, you really knowing the person. I think, it goes a long way, and I think we're going to get a lot of that on this trip.
On the tourist side of things, what are you most looking forward to?
The food. I'm a big food guy. Italian food is actually probably one or two of my favorite foods, so I'm really looking forward to the food.
We got a top food, like pasta, pizza. Which one are you looking forward to?
Chicken Alfredo, but I was told that chicken Alfredo is not like I hope I'm not saying the wrong thing. It's not like a real Italian. I was a little disappointed because that's like my favorite food, but I'm sure they'll have something similar, so I'm really looking forward to the food.
And then any tourist destinations that you're pumped to, that maybe Russ has been hyping up a little bit?
I'm excited to see Rome. I know that's a place that we're going to spend a lot of time in, so I'm really excited to see everything that Rome has to offer.
And then how excited are you just to play with all of these guys really in an official game setting for the first time?
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, it kind of gets a little monotonous. Playing against each other every day. Obviously we like competing, but kind of being all on the same team, not having to try and take the person's head off across from you, kind of getting to be on the same side as them, I think is going to be really cool, and getting to play people from a different country and just a fresh set of bodies, I think it's going to be really fun.
Olive Garden will be waiting when you get back.
Yeah, for sure. Chicken Alfredo.
I'm in the best days.
We'll take two more questions.
Yeah, the chicken Alfredo.
Do you got any planned movies for that flight? Any go-tos that you typically keep going back to whenever you do have those longer flights?
I'll probably watch The Office, like as much as like I don't know if all the episodes are 10 hours worth, or if I could just sit there and watch 10 straight hours of The Office. But I really like The Office, so I'll probably watch a lot of that. Download a couple seasons.
Yeah, I hate to say the reality, but I mean that is 20 hours at least. You might get a good chunk of The Office through.
I can't just watch The Office straight through the whole time. No, it's gonna be hard. But definitely The Office, and probably some movies. Get some sleep on there too, hopefully.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thanks.